the only thing I'll say on the Red Sox is they were on a lot. They were on a lot of pitches. They hit.
Sometimes it took them a few innings.
Sometimes it took them, and then when they got on it, they get on it. They get on it. Welcome back to Beyond the Diamond Monday morning remote office edition. The Houston Astros get swept by the Boston Red Sox in a pretty embarrassing go out with the whimper fashion. Friday night was fun. Friday night was a playoff game.
The games got worse as it went on. Saturday was good for a while, and then it petered out.
And Sunday was same thing.
Tough
in one half inning.
Yeah.
I missed most of the games because I was in Chicago for the National, but also Apple TV, regular TV, Roku TV. Can we get a more streamlined thing? Can we just make it all Apple TV weekend or all Roku weekend or all our network week? The snip, snap, on, off is insane to me.
Before we get into the games and everything, this is our first official pod since the trade deadline, so let's acknowledge number one is back.
Carlos Correa is back with the Houston Astros.
Let me. I had this prop ready.
Little baby blue.
Little Father's Day giveaway jersey.
Wow.
Carlos Correa is my only Correa jersey I have. So had to go with this.
Correa is back playing third.
Correa's
played a
back.
little short.
Third. Let's talk about snip snaps.
Yeah. Jesus Sanchez and Ramon Arias comes over as well, and a three-person acquisition at the deadline. If you've been living under a rock,
they all did their jobs for the most part.
I'm
this
so bullish
weekend.
on Jesus Sanchez.
Yeah, no, you really. I really like him too. Just got to figure out.
The outfield a little bit.
The arm and the glove. But I'm really happy with how they performed.
Yeah. And right now, honestly, when you get swept by the Red Sox, and the only thing I'll say on the Red Sox is they were on a lot. They were on a lot of pitches. They hit.
Sometimes it took them a few innings.
Sometimes it took them, and then when they got on it, they get on it. They get on it. Hey, it's part of the game. Tighten your shit up.
Yeah.
But if I could bet $1 zillion, I'd be like, would the Red Sox get it? I would be like, yeah, and they were on it. So,
what doesn't help? Not only already the Red Sox known ability to find tipping or find any of that. But then you add Alex Bregman and his knowledge of the Astros pitching staff to that. It was probably always a doomed series to begin with.
Especially there.
That was tough.
I'll say this: the one frustration or two frustrations. Your division lead's now 2.5. We'll jump into the AL West. You're chasing, I think, 3 games for the 1 or 2 seed. I think 65 wins is the Tigers and Blue Jays right now. As things are tightening up in the West, things are starting to get away from the 1 and 2 seed. But one good week gets you that cushion into both. One bad week gets you in harder conversations. But I think the Astros use maybe one of their last remaining 2 series that you lose with Framber Valdez and Hunter Brown going in the same weekend. Like from here on out, you cannot lose a Hunter Brown start and a Framber Valdez start combined in the series. Now baseball things happen and one of them will get touched up, but the other one has to win in that series, especially if they fall in the same weekend series. So margins are just getting a little tighter. The calendar's now into August. We all know the August Stros haven't been good in years past. The July Stros were not good. But you have reinforcements coming, and it starts with this week. Looks like you have another Jason Alexander start, a TBA start, and it looks like Spencer Arrighetti is going to get a start in Miami. And then with all reports, Christian Javier was following Spencer Arrighetti, so maybe Christian Javier in New York or maybe Christian Javier in Boston at home. We'll see. But you are getting replacements. It's just now the hope that you had, and we talked about this offline, the hope 3 weeks ago was like, they could figure it out. Well, now with it getting a little bit tighter, you kind of have to that ramp is a little smaller than figuring it out, and
less margin for error.
Yeah, and you really hope it bounces back like a Brandon Woodruff for the Brewers. She's came back off the IL after 2 years and has just been pretty damn dominant. So you hope that that pedigree,
even if just
hits.
one of these guys can come back at the level they were when they got hurt, or that they can be, then I think you're pretty solid. That gives you 3 out of your 5 rotation that can go out there and almost guarantee, not a guarantee, but they're going to give you a chance to win.
Well, and this is why I never gave, Thursday was awesome. The trade deadline was awesome. Content-wise was awesome. The acquisitions were awesome. What you gave up away was awesome. The remaining question for me personally, from a B deadline to an A, was getting an arm, and you missed. And now we talked about it. You could not rely on Ryan Gusto, Colton Gordon, Brandon Walter, Jason Alexander, and all these TBAs down the stretch. You just couldn't. Well, now you trade one of those away. You don't acquire anyone. You're hoping these injuries come back, and that's what you can backfill with. But I'm sitting here just thinking that we know the formula for October is pitching, and pitching wins championships. You just put a lot in those buckets of Spencer and Christian Javier and Luis Garcia, if Lance McCullers Jr. comes back this year or not. A lot on that. So it just feels margins are getting a little bit tighter. Windows are getting a little bit.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. It's going to be interesting.
This weekend felt like even though there wasn't a break, but it felt like a new semester. Like you just started a new semester of school. There's a couple new people in your class.
Yeah.
Kind of figuring out the dynamic. It's not the best first week of school.
Not the best.
But I have hope that this team is going to figure it out. They
have to figure it out.
Yeah, but
if you want to play in the playoffs.
Obviously, pitching is the biggest thing. But I do think this offense is in a way better spot to carry the pitching a little bit better. Like, I'm a little bit more optimistic about an Alexander start, because it's not like, if he gives up 3 runs, the game's over. You saw the impact of those guys even this weekend. It was minimal. None of them, Cray hit 1 home run, 1 solo home run. The impact was minimal on the stat sheet, but they all did a pretty decent job and showed the promise of, a few more weeks with this team, even just a few more days with this team, learning the dynamics of the coaching. What are the coaching staff looking for? How does the guy in front of me hit? How does the guy behind me hit? How should I approach this situation?
Yeah.
Just everything that happens with a team dynamic, I think, is gonna be smoothed out over the next week, basically.
Oh, and by the way, you're on the road for 2.5 weeks. You just got traded from one place to one place, and then you're on the road for 2.5 weeks. So it's like if you're
especially if they were on the road before they got traded.
Correct. It's just like, hey, you're joining the Rolling Stones for 2.5 weeks, and you're their new drummer. Like,
go right now.
Yeah,
you
right now.
You have
Leave.
3 hours to pack.
Go.
Go.
You have to go right now, and you're just kind of like, what the fuck? Yeah. And by the way, you're playing tonight.
Yeah, you have to learn all the songs.
You have to learn the entire set tonight.
Yeah.
So it's that dynamic, the human element dynamic as well. So I think
it's just the margin for error
is just
to figure it out is tighter than you would want it to be. You'd hope that you had a 6-game lead right now, so that you can take your time, ease into it. But right now, I have no doubt that the Astros are going to perform a lot better at home against the Red Sox than they did in Boston.
For sure.
From the time they get, extra time they get to figure out this team by then, from potentially getting Javier back, all those little things. You'll have Hunter and Framber going again against the Red Sox. That's where you might be a little worried on the tipping side, but hopefully they adjust there. I have no doubt this team, from that homestand on, is going to perform better. The thing is that, like you said, margin for error, they have to figure out a way to win this series against the Marlins. The Marlins are hot.
Who are white hot.
White hot. They have a great young roster. So it's interesting, but you can't go into the series against the Red Sox at home with a tied at your division or back in your division.
Yeah,
that's a problem. You just have to get there. Is one thing.
And
you want to get into that?
Fine, we can get into it.
The Mariners are currently back from the Astros 2.5 games. Does that worry you?
Yeah, of course. I think the Mariners and Rangers are a way better position than the current Houston Astros right now with 2.5 game lead. Just because the Seattle Mariners extended their lineup and they have pitching that's been good. You have Rangers that bolstered their rotation and their bats have been the reason why they struggle this year. Now their bats are hitting, and so they already have pitching. So, like, it's like Framber and Hunter Brown. I would take 1-2 versus Seattle and the Rangers, 100%, 9 times out of 10. But Framber, Hunter, and a TBA every time against Wu, Gilbert, Castillo, Evans, or DeGrom, Evaldi, Kelly, like they're just deeper right now, and so they're eating away at this lead that the Astros have built up because the Astros week after week after week continue to roll out 60% of the rotation of TBAs and satellite guys that are coming up and down from Sugarland, and your rookies that were doing good. Walter's hurt and Gordon's hit a wall. He's I don't think he's thrown this much innings in his entire life.
You can tell he's hit a wall for sure. He was some of the things he was throwing the other day were pretty non-competitive.
Yeah, so I don't. Is it calling up a blue ball? Is it calling up a you all with fresher arms and with no tape to kind of jumpstart it on these TBAs?
Yeah,
I don't know. I mean, there's just a lot of eggs in the. If Spencer comes back and looks great, I think Spencer's going to be a dog and just fine. It's obviously it was just a freak thumb, broken finger injury.
TJ or anything.
So. If Javier comes back and can be a constant 4, all of a sudden, just like how we're looking at the lineup of the Astros of it being much deeper than it was a week ago, now you're looking at the rotation like, oh, okay, there's only one TBA we have to navigate this week. There's only one guy. Like, okay, let's put a Colton Gordon in a position if they struggle versus lefty. Oh, they can't. Let's put a Jason Alexander that this team struggles against righties. Oh, we need to bring up Miguel. We need to bring up AJ. Like, you can weaponize that TBA instead of like we just have to use a guy
instead of having to.
Yeah. And I'm honestly surprised that the Astros, with all these TBAs this year, never navigated or switched to an opener of some sorts.
That's something that I've always wondered why they haven't tried, especially with having such a good bullpen. Like, why wouldn't you try and utilize that more strategically? I do say, outside of all those guys you just mentioned, there is a potential over these next few weeks where the Astros could pick up some of these waiver guys. There's been multiple teams that have released starters, but they are starters. They're big league starters that, maybe there's something the Astros can identify in their repertoire that is like, Kikuchi light. It's not like you turn a Kikuchi into an all-star, but you turn a DFA guy into an average pitcher. It might be they might be in that desperate of a situation.
In 2023, Colton Gordon threw 128 and a third innings pitched. In 2024, his highest was 123 innings pitched.
He's over that now.
He is now at 6. He is at 106 right now.
So he's getting there.
He's about the very, very end of his rope.
Yeah, I mean, I think the overall point is that it's not a problem yet, but you're pretty much at a rope. You have to perform. It's not cutting time. You don't have a 5-game lead anymore. You don't have a 6-game lead anymore. You can't. Unfortunately,
you really just have series lead right now.
It's basically you're in it. A 2.5-game lead is basically you're tied. Like when it comes to August. The problem that I see with this is, unfortunately, Spencer and Javier, when they come back, and Garcia, or JP, whoever comes back, it would have been a lot easier for them to kind of sink into the role if they had a 7-game lead. But now they're going to come in and be expected to, the pressure's on. Like, you have to perform. Not only are you like worried about your arm, your mechanics, ramping up, your everything, you also have a division lead to worry about. And some guys, like Spencer, I think, thrives on that, so it might help him. But some guys, that extra pressure might cause them to push a little harder than they need to, and you worry about re-injuring or something like that. It's going to be really interesting I had said that the All-Star break to the deadline was the most important stretch, and it ended up being pretty damn important, because if you took care of business against the A's, even if you split the series against the A's, if you win one game against the Red Sox, if you win a few other games, you have a better cushion right now, and you can breathe a little bit.
Yeah, and you're still up. I mean,
you're still up.
The sirens are going off, but you hear them in the distance. I think one of the big injuries right now that no one's really talking about, when Brandon Walter went down. He was emerging as from a TBA to, okay, it's a Walter start.
Yeah.
And now with that elbow that barked, and obviously he got shut down for a bit, and I think they're ramping him back up. I think he's nearing
I haven't
downward.
heard an update on where he's at.
But it falls back on this new offense. I think they need a mash. You have a lineup that's rolling out: a Carlos Correa at third, a Jeremy Pena at short, a Jose Altuve at, we'll say, second base, a Christian Walker at first, who's white hot, a Yainer Diaz that needs to get it going, a Jesus Sanchez that I think is going to find being grounded going back to Miami. I bet he'll be able to sleep in his bed.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Series.
He might go off against his team.
He might, a Taylor Trammell, and then Cam Smith's kind of on that rookie island right now. He's definitely hit the wall. I think Chandler wrote today he's in the midst of a 7 for 66 funk at the plate.
What is your solution in your head? Is it sending him down? Is it platooning him? Is it benching him for a while? Like,
I would start giving him some spot days off. I mean, a lot of these guys, it just takes one good at bat to find it, and you're there. And Cam Smith's had a really good rookie year with all the expectations of learning a new spot and replacing Kyle Tucker and all of that.
I think it's more because if you look at his Savant page during the games over the past few weeks, it's not like he stopped being able to hit the ball hard. He still is hitting balls 107 off the bat, 105 off the bat, over 100 miles an hour. It feels to me it's more of a mental wall. Maybe his legs aren't under him fully, but it feels like more of a mental wall. That's a lot to take in. Think about this past year for him, just mentally. Like, how could you not be just a little exhausted?
Yeah, for sure.
And not fully locked in mentally, you know what I mean? Not fully into just every, from everything from every pitch, what is this guy going to throw me next? What should I go, from that micro to the macro of, defensive positioning, getting up every day. Like, it could be a little bit of that. And I think, in my opinion, I would definitely give him a week where he's a bench guy. I think he needs a little bit of time. I don't know if one spot bench, a week is going to be enough to I think he needs almost a Phantom IL stint, but you can't afford that.
No, I don't think he needs.
So I think
drastic.
No, I think he needs some time to take a break. Like, he's a young guy who's had a very stressful year, or not stressful in a bad way, just a lot of shit going on. It just feels like he needs a little bit of reset mentally. And I do love that you have Jesus Sanchez now, to where you can platoon him, you can bench Cam on days where a righty's starting, and you have Jesus right there. I wouldn't say I'm worried about Cam. I fully can see him breaking out of this a week from now.
I mean, anytime you're in a, what was it, 6 for 76? What was it?
7 for 66.
7 for 66. Yeah, you need to answer some questions, and there may be some hard truths in there, and it's just that rookie wall, and you're going to learn and grow out of it. It's just, hey, if there's a guy that's better right now, then you put him in. Like, there's no point of babying, and it's about wins at this point of the year.
Yep.
When the calendar switches over to August, it's about winning. And so that's going to push a lot of guys. You have a lot of people jockeying for at-bats and spots. And
what is, maybe this will be a clip, what is your ideal Astros lineup right now? If a playoff game started tomorrow, what does your lineup look like?
With the current team you have right now?
Yes, with everybody who's on the team. Yeah, because, I guess Jake and Jordan are coming back. But with the current team you have now.
Okay. Yeah, I'd go Jeremy leadoff, Altuve 2-hole, Jesus Sanchez 3-hole, Correa 4-hole, Christian Walker 5-hole, Yainer Diaz 6-hole. Cam Smith 7, Trammell 8, Dubon 9.
Okay. Trammell in center, Dubon in
Dubon in
second.
Yeah.
I think I would, and you have Tuve DHing.
Yeah.
That's pretty close. The thing is, I'd really love to have Caratini in there.
Ooh, yeah.
But then it's like, then you have to have Altuve in the field, and maybe that's a problem.
I mean, is it if you take Cam Smith a breather, is it Altuve and left, Jesus and right?
That's what I'm thinking. Yeah. I think that's the only change I would make to that is right now I'd have Jesus and right, Tuve and left, and Victor DHing.
Yeah, I think that lineup kind of is going to be there.
It's a good lineup. It's a way better lineup than we had a week ago. I mean, you had Cooper Hummel and Zach Short
it's a miracle.
Everyday starts.
August 4th with all these injuries, we're having conversations that the Astros are still up 2.5.
Yeah, and then 3-4 weeks from now, you have Jordan and Jake added to that lineup, and that's a pretty deep, good lineup.
Well, the thing is this, like, baseball just is a game of surges and wins and losses come in bunches, and you're just kind of in this lull of the Astros are losing in bunches and the other teams around here are winning in bunches. Well, that's gonna shift over. Like, the Astros are gonna go on another streak. They're gonna get hot again, and I mean, it's very just ride the wave. That's why they say never get too high, never get too low, and that's why I always say it on here. That's why I'm just positive all the time.
You're just the most positive man I know when it comes to the Astros. I mean, luckily, the Astros are in a stretch right now where they're 2-8, their last 10. And it feels like the Mariners and Rangers are killing it, but they're 5-5 in their last 10. So thank God.
We were very lucky they played each other.
Yes, and thank God that they did they split the series ultimately?
No, the Seattle took 3 or 4.
Okay, I mean, either way, they're 5-5 in their last 10. Thank God not one or the other is 8-2 or something, and then you were looking at being tied right now or trailing division by half a game. Yeah, I think ultimately the main theme of this episode is there's no more margin for error. Like, correct. You have to figure out how to win games. You have a tough. It's tough. The Astros, they always play up to good teams. The Marlins are good. And they play down to bad teams. The Marlins are a quote-unquote bad team that is playing very good right now. I mean, they are exactly 55-55 right now at 500. And they've been playing, they're 8-2. So the Astros are 2-8 their last 10. The Marlins are 8-2 in their last 10. They're on a 5-game winning streak. It's tough. Do they win the series?
Yes.
2 or 3?
Yes.
Okay. I'm saying it as well. Luckily,
y'all on TBAs.
I think Sandy tonight is tough. But I think you have Cal Quantrill, and Jansen Junk the next 2 days. I'm going to say it, and this is going to be clipped because, of course. But if this new Astros offense cannot score more than 4 runs on Cal Quantrill and Jansen Junk, what are we doing here?
Well, that's fair. But the problem I see is you have a white-hot offense from the Marlins, and where you're rolling out a Jason Alexander, a TBA, and a TBA.
I mean, they're probably going to be high-scoring games each game. The only quote-unquote good pitcher going this entire weekend is Sandy Alcantara, and he's kind of good now. He's been bad all year. So I'm definitely probably taking the over on every game this week, and you just hope that the Astros can come out on top of the slugfest. But, yeah, I mean, that's going to do it for the pod.
Yeah. Damn, what was that?
Thunder's starting. There's a storm coming.
A storm is a brewing. You have the Astros on the East Coast swing. Game start at what? 6:05?
5:40.
5:40.
5:40. We'll be live Thursday. It's at 3:40. We'll be live watching that game, just hanging out. Apollo Ball watching.
Oh, there's a little nugget if anyone's still watching at the end. I texted them and I told them I broke the career trade news to Reggie Jackson at the Chicago National.
Funny to me. He was literally plugged in the front office.
Yeah,
like a year ago, 2 years ago.
Yeah,
he would have been the one who knew before anybody.
Yeah,
and now he's off doing his own thing.
I'll tell that story later down the road, but it was pretty cool. He saw my hat and he was like, "Hey, how was the deadline?" And I was like, "I don't know if you know this, but Carlos Correa is an Astro." And he was like, "Are you serious?" So we'll keep that. That's a little tease. We'll say that on the live show. I'll say that on the live show.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
But it was it wasn't a fun weekend in Boston. Sometimes you have a heist against you in the town, and sometimes you're John Hamm in the FBI and you get him at the end. So watch movies.
Good pull. But yeah.
Whose call we taking?
Nice.
Like that? That was Jerry Renner on the north side, dude. That was good, dude.
That was good. That was good. Where am I going to go for lunch today?
Boston.
Duncan.
You're going to go to Big City Wings, Houston's Wing Joint, Apollo's Wing Joint. 14 locations with the newest one in Cypress opening up. Today is Monday. By the time you're watching this, go get some dinner. Go watch some Astros and get some wings and watch them play the Marlins. And using Zang responsibly, whether it's the bottled, pre-made, blazing Bloody Mary, comes with the vodka already, or the margarita mix, michelada mix, or anything in between, go get your Zing products at HEB, Total Wine, or Specs.
Also, hats dropping soon.
Yeah.
And we're working on getting the Correa H9/31 tanks back in the store. Working on that. Should hopefully be done this week, both of them. So keep an eye out on socials for that. But yeah, thank you for watching and listening to Beyond the Diamond podcast. Hopefully we get some W's this week. And that's going to do it.
Gotta get it. Peace. Love you guys.